Good morning. I'm Orrin Johnston from Oklahoma. I just go by OJ. Unfortunately, our alternate delegate was not able to make it this year, but do have, of course, Kerry Johnson and John Joyce from Oklahoma that are here at the conference. As we were formed in '94, just under 300 members. Basically, we have two chapters, the Eastern chapter and the Central chapter, which is Tulsa and Oklahoma City are the two major cities. We recently did raise our dues. We didn't get too much feedback from that. Our goal is to raise dues, get more active in the committees, and kind of bring some more people to the national convention is kind of the thought, and of course do some other things around the local area. So we've always been really good at the continuing education because everybody has to have that. Fairly inexpensive. Our chapters do monthly meetings, except on the months that we do, and we have two annual conferences, a spring and a fall conference. Those are always well attended. Usually around 200 people come to those, and we kind of meet in the middle, which is Stillwater, and have that conference, and they've got a good facility that we can use, and everyone's used to that. On the fall and spring conference, kind of one of the things that we do to help with our membership is that, of course, we have a non-members fee, which basically just includes the fee to be a member for the year. So you pay the non-members fee, and then you're a member for a year. So that kind of helps keep our numbers up a little bit, I guess, and maybe doesn't get as much active in our organization, but we do get some members in that way. We had three committees that were fairly active in the past year. We did start a young members committee, both in the Eastern chapter and the Central chapter. I know in the Central chapter they've had a couple meetings that have been fairly well attended, and I think the Eastern chapter has also had at least one, maybe two meetings, and that seems to be headed in the right direction, so we're just going to keep going with that. And we've got some young people who are active in those committees and want to take that on, so that's been really helpful. We have a website committee that I was not personally involved in, but based on all the emails and the teleconferences that they had, they were very, very active, and hopefully the website will be up and running by the first of the year. And hopefully it will be a drastic change from what we currently have, which is pretty plain Jane. So we're going to try to get up to speed with everybody else. So as with everybody else, check it out, give us some feedback, and tell us what you guys think. And then we have a structural licensing committee, which has been active for a couple years, and I know we've hit some roadblocks because we're still trying to get just our membership to decide on Title Act, Practice Act. I know there's lots of people who are concerned if they do a Title Act automatically, then in 2 years that's going to roll over to a Practice Act. So before we even present it to legislation and to the state licensing board, we just have to get with our membership together and figure out which way we're going. So we're still in the process of that and coming up with ways to get everybody together. And then I know that one other thing that has happened recently is that the city of Tulsa has implemented a special inspections. I'll call it a program. It's not a program. It's basically what the IBC says you're supposed to do. But the city of Tulsa now does that. So hopefully the city of Oklahoma City is going to follow suit. And I know I've already had conversations, and they say, well, we already do that. And they don't. And so I'm sure that that's going to be some interesting conversations, because it's with most cities, it's like, well, we don't need to do what the city of Tulsa is doing because we're the city of Oklahoma City. So I don't know what's going to come of that, but we're going to head towards that and see what happens. That's it.